Well, today I'm talking about something that had happened today. After I knew there's a saying, don't do to others what others don't want you to do to you. I heard that, but things had planned, and even though I was at church and I heard something that Peter has paid a debt to Jesus, and or to other. Well, we 10 years ago today we paid a debt. This have happened. I know I have been inspired by a vlogger that tried to do her video about tragedy 56 years later. That means 10 years ago today, on September 11th, 2001, 3,000 plus people has lost their lives in New York City. It was a United Flight 70. All right, it says here is I have some information. All right, it's, United American Airlines Flight 77, United Flight Airlines Flight 175, and another plane has crashed. One have crashed the South Tower, and the other one has crashed the North Tower. Back then, 10 years ago, it is like I heard I was listening to the Howard Stern show here in my house when it wasn't radio, free radio. I thought it was a joke, but when I turn on the TV and say, what the heck has come to my mind? Even though I have seen a guy that's trying to do an event on September 12th, but he later on did it in another year. But even though we could dance around with his tragedy, if we could say we could enjoy lives together and see what would happen, we got to cherish life. Well, he did his thing, and then I heard other survivor stories. One lady has escaped to the rubbles, and the other one has been, seen that they're hearing something go like that. Yeah, it was a very sad day. Even though I saw a movie about police 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 officers and firefighters getting other survivors on September 11th, 2001. Also, that has reminded us that, something, it does happen in 2001, but out of the blue, out of nowhere, some jerks out of the other world, or what I might call it, misfits, or an abomination to them. One has attacked the Pentagon, and we heard about stories people getting burned in the Pentagon and stuff. Even though we live very nice lives, but that day is a day to remember. So 10 years ago today, it had happened. It was the day of tragedy in the United States. Did we learn a lesson? Yes, we did. We gotta love one another and not to hate each other for whatever reason. The lesson was learned that we have to suffer sometimes, even though people out of the blue has attacked two buildings. Well, it happened to us. so long as it happened to other people. In Japan back in 1945, from August 6th to now September 11th, our 10th anniversary. Can you imagine that? It is why that it was 10 years ago that we have paid debt to what have happened. September 11th has to go way back to the end of World War II back in 1945. A month and 5 days earlier. 56 years way before that. So I know they've been have similar survivor stories. Probably a kid in New York, or probably when people have lost loved ones, and try not to remember also the great grandparents that have fought back in 1945 that dropped those bombs. I believe they did have their great grandkids work in the World Trade Center and died during that tragedy. It's kind of like a curse, but we have to learn how to appreciate life for ourselves. And you know what? I would really like to appreciate to my friend of mine. Like, I would really like to appreciate your friend. I think even though she had blocked me about her own version of her tragedy video. You could watch United 93. There was this guy that has helped out and out of his own will how to survive people to stop attack the White House. Real patriotics is we could remember and learn from our mistakes what we have done. That we could also bring out our own painful mistakes. We must have never forget 9/11. We must never forget 9/11 that could date to what had happened back in August 6th of 1945. September 11th, we have to know that we have to accept, forgive us. Remember the pain that we have had loved ones that have lost. So I want to thank you, Random Yoko, that what I have learned, maybe somebody in New York that have been lost in rubble has the same problems of like that kid that couldn't eat the tomato. So this is why we learn. On September 11th, we already know the story, but I bet by the 65th anniversary of September 11th, we all gonna know. So we have lived on our lives. We would be thankful. Just be thankful to our superior being for being alive. And we'll be thankful for learning from our mistakes every single day. I hope for you, or hope for one that have inspired me to do this video today, that what have you thought about saying what have happened in August 6th is the same way I feel what have happened on September 11th, 2001. 10 years ago today at this moment. I hope you can make a video even though something related with... I heard a song from Green Day. It says, it was from the first Transformer soundtrack, What I've Done. We could put one of them, or we could put what you compare of what has happened back in World War II, 1945, compared to September 11th of we know we have done. That's why we can't judge others. We all have to learn for our mistakes, even if it's painful. Remember us to rest our souls, that the victims of both tragedies, one that have happened 56 years before September 11th, and the people of September 11th, to reunite their souls and to pray for us for world peace. Thank you, and have a